What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Let It Rip. I'm Jake, your host. This week, we're going to get into talk about our 2-0 weekend versus Shock and the Titans. We came out really strong into this meta. We're feeling really good, but we'll discuss that more in detail later. We're also going to get to chat with Dante, see if he's learned anything more about Reggae, whatever that might be. But you'll have to hear that one from Dante. I can't speak for him on that subject. Let's just start the show. All right, guys, let's just jump right into the show here. We've been gone for a while, so it's great to be back. To get into the matches of the weekend, we did come out 2-0. First match against Shock for us was like pretty big, pretty important. For us, there's always history. Junk, of course, came from the Shock. Had a lot of success there, so we really have a lot to prove. We want to prove that, Junk is the real secret to their success, and now that we have him, we're the top dogs. And luckily, this weekend, we were able to show that. Pretty dominant victory, I feel, over the Shock. First map was pretty hard. The Shock played a lot of comps we weren't ready for, so we did lose the first map. And the second map was incredibly close, went to super long overtime. That's one that if you missed, you should definitely catch the Vaude. It's a nail biter. But then the last two maps, man, we just took over. Everyone was heating up. We started to play really aggressive, just like we practiced, and really take over the match. And that was really exciting from a coach perspective. We kind of did exactly what we've been trying to build on for the last few weeks. So we were able to take that win home. And then today against Vancouver, we were able to take a quick 3-0. Vancouver's a team that's been having a tough season so far, been struggling against a lot of teams, so we really wanted to make sure this was a clean win for us. We're not slipping up, we're not relaxing because we're playing against, a quote-unquote weaker opponent. For us, this was about consistency, about proving ourselves that we're not gonna, as some teams in the past have done, sort of sink to the level of their opponents. We're gonna keep playing our game and stay focused, and we accomplished that really well, I would say, with a really clean win. So both matches, if you missed, you should definitely check them out. Check out the Vaude. Some great times. I think we're a team that's really reshaping the meta, and I think a lot of the other teams are gonna follow in what we're doing because I think we're just right in the end about the dominant strategy of the current patch. But we'll have to see how that develops in the future weeks. As always, we got to give a huge shout out on the show to HEB and Zenny Gaming for making it possible that we can bring this content to you, the fans, give you this inside scoop. So really appreciate our sponsors, for making this all possible. Coming up next, I'm gonna sit down with KRIMZO to get his perspective on the weekend. He was player of the match against Shock, so we're gonna talk to him about that match in particular. Also had a really clean game against the Titans, so we'll get his perspective on those games for this week's Eyes on the Prize, presented by Zenny Gaming. So before we get started with Eyes on the Prize, we wanted to let the fans know that even though Pride Month may be over, you can still get your Pride-themed glasses over at zenny.com. So make sure to check that out. And KRIMZO, welcome to the show. Finally in the hot seat. Player of the match against the Shock. How do you feel?
Pretty good. It was a very good weekend. I'm really happy we were able to win and, ready for next week.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I guess for us, we are looking forward. That's what counts. We really want to get that clean 4-0 qualifying stage. First off, I want to talk about the Shock match. That's probably the one people have questions about. You got player of the match. Give us your perspective, kind of run me through the maps one after the other. What were you thinking going into throughout the game?
I think just overall, I was definitely trying to be just as solid as I could be, trying to really focus on kind of myself and what I need to be doing and how I need to play to kind of accelerate everybody's play. Just kind of trying to not die and be safe and be smart and not do anything crazy. Just be solid, because I did believe that we just had the superior comp, and I just believed in our team to be able to get the win. As long as I'm solid and don't die and just keep everybody alive, then we'll just win. That was pretty much my entire mindset that game.
Shock match went great. Obviously, we're really excited to get that win. Now, going into the Vancouver match, very different sort of match from the stakes perspective, from our perspective looking in. It wasn't really our focus, frankly, in the week of preparation. But there's always that David and Goliath effect where, it's can be scary to be the Goliath in that situation. You don't want to make any mistakes. You don't want to slip up against a team that hasn't gotten a win yet this season. So how was that, similar and different from the Shock match?
I think when you're going, when you're in a David and Goliath type situation like that, it's really important to not be overconfident and cocky and just come in thinking oh, we're just gonna roll these guys and all that stuff. You have to respect your opponents no matter who they are. It's just a thing where as long as you're able to be solid and just play the game how you usually play, and then trust your teammates and know that you're just the better team. If you just play normal, not be overconfident or cocky. That's the biggest factor, I think, when you're in those type of situations. And I think our team doesn't really have any issues with that at all. I think we do respect our opponents. We did well. We closed it out. It was 3-0. Very good for us. Map wins are important. And now we just move on to next week.
So yeah, being a Vancouver fans, got to be struggling right now. I'm not sure if they got their breadsticks. I saw after map 2, they were just needed any of the one. There are 4 squares. Like there's 9. There's 8 real squares on the free square on the bingo card. They had 4, so they needed any one of the last 4 on the map 3. But I don't think they got it actually. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think they did any of the conditions.
I'm not sure that they did either. Maybe it's one of those things where I really hope they do get it. It's not against us.
Yeah, you don't want to be the first team to give them the breadsticks.
Yeah. I mean, I know that eventually they will get it, and I think the community will be really happy that their breadsticks have been achieved, but. Not this time.
Sorry, Vancouver fans. Sorry. Not against the Houston Outlaws. No shot today. We also learned in this week's content that Dante does not know what reggae is. How do you feel about that? Are you surprised even?
I'm not surprised.
It's kind of par for the course knowing Dante.
That's something you just take in stride. Like, oh, Dante doesn't know that? Not surprised.
It's like, that one was surprised. I mean, that was like, for me, it was like, come on.
It's like, it is a little bit of a come on.
That's how I realized I'm too old, man. I'm like, you guys don't know what reggae is? Like, is that a thing that people don't know about?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Dante never surprises me anymore. That's just Dante.
But luckily, we did get a chance to talk to Dante and give him some crap, of course, about that reggae comment in our content earlier in Rapid Fire presented by HEB. So let's jump to that segment. What's up, Outlaws Nation? Welcome to Rapid Fire presented by HEB. Thanks as always to HEB for making this segment possible, bringing the questions from you, the fans, straight onto the show, and get the feedback from Crimzo and Dante, see what you guys think about the questions this week. But before we get started, Dante, I want to make fun of you a little bit for have you, in the time since the recording of the Quiplash video, have you learned of reggae? Have you do any Googling?
Nah, I can't say I did any research. I probably forgot completely afterwards.
Oh, no. All right.
Focused on practice. We had a good weekend,
True, yeah.
We wouldn't have won if I did research on reggae.
What should we play next time though for our like team bonding games? Do you guys have any ideas?
I like all the Jackbox games. I play Jackbox pretty frequently. The one I can think of is like Mad vs. City, where it's like you're creating raps. That could be really interesting. But I mean, there's a bunch of other like Jackbox kind of mini games to play. I'm not sure which one exactly.
I'm trying to get like a Mario Party.
Oh, Mario Party, really fun actually.
Yeah, like a WarioWare, some sort of like mini game where you can like actually play a game. Like I have a Switch, so I mean, I'll bring it in. Outlaws Nation, make sure to let us know in the comments, what should we play next? You guys have any suggestions, fun, like party games for us to play and bond over? We can try to make it happen, so let us know your ideas. We're looking for those. And be sure to check out our Quiplash video on YouTube to see where we've already gone with the team bonding games. All right, guys, let's just jump right into the questions. So our first question is from Scrabblezard, who asks, which of your former teammates do you most enjoy playing against? Dante, what about you?
Probably Super, because Shock is a really good team and the matches are always really, really hype. Super's also a really good friend. He was my roommate in season 1, so he's a funny guy. I think it's really fun playing against him.
Yeah, Super's a good guy. Even on an enemy team, you can't hate him. He's a good guy. Also my former teammate too.
I'd probably say Closer, just because like in scrims, for some reason, he has like an attraction to me. And so just like-
He wants you.
I used to call him like Spider-Man because like he'd be on like the walls and like just be like super sneaky, but like he just like randomly like comes for me and it's just like funny. I see it as like, like a playful, like he needs to kill me, like he has to get me. So probably Closer for me.
For me, probably it's but between Super and Linkser right now in the league, like I think those are my only 2 former teammates. All right, up next, our question from Wicked Turtle, who asks, what kind of music do you listen to when getting hyped up before a match?
For me, it's just whatever music I like at the time. Just anything that's like catchy.
Dante's a pop music fan.
Yeah, pop music.
No shame in it. I've been liking the pop music these days.
Yeah, and Dante always sings along.
Oh God.
It's great.
You guys need to sing along with me.
Don't remind me.
Sing with me. Be a good teammate. Be a good teammate, please.
We gotta do karaoke sometime, actually. That's what we should do.
Goodness, no.
Do some karaoke with Dante. A couple alcoholic beverages in me first.
I don't know what I listen to. My music taste in general is kind of just like all over the place. It's kind of like whatever I'm feeling in the moment. Yeah, just kind of whatever I find, honestly.
It's honest, I don't usually listen to music before matches. Get hyped up.
Oh, I do. I definitely.
Dante
Actually,
definitely
like in
does.
Shock, I listened to Bounce Back from Big Sean.
Oh yeah, Big Sean. That's a classic hype man. He's got you good. But you know, for everyone wondering about our preferences for hype up or pregame music, we're launching a Spotify playlist. You know, with a lot of the tracks that our players listen to before matches, our top 5 tracks. So check it out every Monday. Those will be dropping. And our final question is from Cryptographer, who asks, I know y'all be supporting Tier 2. Who's your favorite team and players to support? KRIMZO, let's start with you this time.
As far as like player goes, someone that we actually scrimmed a lot in APAC would be Proper from O2 Blast, and he's actually like one of the craziest players I've ever played against. And I'm definitely keeping my eye on him. I think he's really good. I'm definitely cheering for him to do well. As far as teams go, I don't really watch too much Contenders these days, which is kind of like a crime considering I was there for like 2 years. But honestly, I don't know exactly which team I'd root for. Probably if any of my former teammates are on any team, then I'd definitely be cheering for them. But at the moment, I can't really think of any.
For me, it's American Tornado. I have a lot of friends on that team. They're all really good. A lot of them will probably be in Overwatch League next year, but they're just underage at the moment. Yeah, they're just all really good, really funny, cool people.
Yeah, I'd definitely say American Tornado as well. Like, I think what Dante said is really true. There's a lot of players on that team who will definitely be in Overwatch League very soon. On a lot of the NA Contenders teams, actually, there's some
talent.
There's some upcoming talent, which is pretty exciting because I feel like there really isn't too many Westerners left in the Overwatch League as like at the top level. Yeah. But I feel like in a couple of years, Overwatch 2, like there's a lot of players who, they're not just competitive in NA. I think they will be like players to watch out for in the Overwatch League, and we even scrim American Tornado sometimes. So they're definitely a team to look out for.
The new generation.
Yeah, they're the next gen on the wave on the come up.
It's weird. All my like friend group from season 1 just kind of died out, and just slowly every year just a little bit less from the friend group.
Yeah.
So this is the new wave of Western players coming in.
Yeah, it's good, and we need that new blood coming in from the region. You know, it's like you want to see. Like that's how it starts, right? It's all about like the young guys coming up and you know, proving their skill, and that's kind of proof in my mind that the game's still healthy, that there's still people out there, you know, out working, out grinding. I remember when I wasn't that young in terms of age, when I was like not a pro yet, still amateur player. It was like, you know, you have that chip on your shoulder of like wanting to prove yourself, and I think that's what makes Tier 2 exciting is you tap into that watching the games. You know, those players who are trying to break through to the next level, prove that they're already on that level, and maybe they're just underage. KRIMZO likes Proper a lot as far as like someone individual to watch out for. Any specific names you want to reference? Maybe you have too many friends, it's like weird, but maybe just give us just one.
Probably Speedily. That guy is crazy. He's a really good flex DPS player. He plays like really similar heroes to me actually.
Yeah, kind of a
New
flanker
Dante.
specialist. The new Dante. You heard it here first.
He's crazy.
For my money, I think Ultraviolet, really sick player. He like grinds the game a ton, which is exactly what you want to see in like a up and coming player, that they're like putting the work in heavy, even though he's like already really highly rated and doing really well in Contenders. So I think Ultraviolet is a player to watch out for. So make sure to let us know down below in the comments what you think about Tier 2. Who's your favorite team to support? Players you're excited about, want to see in the Overwatch League in the future. We want to hear from you, so let us know down in the comments. And for future episodes of Rapid Fire presented by HEB, if you want to get your questions in, you got to join the Outlaw Discord, get your questions in the channel, and who knows, maybe you'll be featured on next week's episode. But that's a wrap, guys. That's all we have for you, the fans. We'll see you next time. Thank you guys, as always, Outlaws Nation, for tuning into the show. Hope you guys enjoyed this inside look, you know, seeing how we're feeling. Obviously pretty good, you know, given our start to the tournament, but looking forward is what we're really excited about. You know, being up 2-0, we really want to finish strong, get that 4-0 record, get that 1 seed, and then eventually qualify for Hawaii. Of course, that's where our sights are set. In this upcoming weekend, first off, on the 8th, we're going to be playing Boston. Right after that match, our fan club are going to be playing the Dallas fan club Overwatch teams. So we're really excited to bring collegiate and community events kind of into the mix, and in a way representing Houston. So for us, that's a big deal. Really, you know, bringing the community in, the grassroots, that's what it's all about in esports. So we're really excited to do that. And then of course, the event that everyone's been waiting for on the 9th, we are going to be going up against the Dallas Fuel in the Overwatch League. And for us, I think at this point, you know, it's always a rivalry match, but now it's a grudge match for us. You know, we've really struggled the last times we've gone against the Fuel, but this time I really feel different. This time I think our strategy is really on point, and we're feeling really confident. So for us, this is the time to prove, you know, that we are the better team to take home the battle for Texas to its rightful winner. And everyone, make sure you stay tuned for tons of great content we have upcoming. We've got a special edition of Rapid Fire presented by HEB that we're going to be capturing, you know, live at our event next week. So that should be really fun. And as always, peace and love, and I'll see you next time.